A Superior Court judge has now hit pause on a controversial development deal in Putnam County, ordering an independent audit before any tax breaks can actually move forward.
That's right, and this is a story our investigative team has been digging into. Savannah Levins is back with what happened after our reporting and why the debate has now reached the state capitol. Savannah.
Yeah, this order does not block the project permanently, and it does not rule the tax break offer illegal, but it does require a public independent review, and for the first time is putting the powers of a constitutional development authority under direct judicial scrutiny.
A Superior Court judge is pumping the brakes on a proposed tax-exempt bond that could shield a major housing development from paying full property taxes in Putnam County, an estimated savings of $6 to $8 million. In a January order, Judge Stephen Bradley raised questions about whether the Putnam Development Authority, or PDA, can issue that tax break without the approval of local governing bodies. The order notes the Putnam County Board of Commissioners has twice voted unanimously against the deal.
Both boards adamantly said, no, we don't want to do this. This is not a good idea. And then the PDA did it anyway.
Not long after 11 Alive News began digging into the project, the Board of Commissioners and the PDA sat down together in a rare joint meeting, during which commissioners asked a basic question.
Would you explain what purview we have over the PDA?
The answer, according to the PDA's attorney, is very little. Because the Putnam Development Authority is a constitutional authority created under previous state law, and that distinction matters.
Their operations are intended to be done by an independent entity, so they operate alone.
There are 94 constitutional authorities in Georgia, formed before 1983, when the state prohibited the formation of new ones. Those groups, made up of commissioner-appointed volunteers, hold more independent power, including the ability to offer tax incentives without the approval of local elected officials. Some residents are now pushing the issue beyond Putnam County, asking state lawmakers to take a hard look at constitutional development authorities across Georgia.
It is concerning to me when you waive property taxes, you are raising everybody else's taxes.
State Representative Dale Washburn, who represents parts of Putnam, tells 11 Alive the case raises broader questions about whether these unelected authorities hold too much power.
I don't like the idea that there can be so much that is not transparent to the citizens. Why is the incentive there?
Is your instinct that the local governing tax authority, the Board of Commissioners, should have the final say on large tax abatements?
I think I would say that.
With dozens of constitutional development authorities still operating across Georgia, lawmakers say what happens here could have statewide implications.
These kind of concerns certainly need to be addressed.
So I have been asking the PDA for comment for weeks now, and just in overnight, I did receive comment from them for the very first time. They issued a joint statement saying in part that they plan to present a, quote, complete and accurate record to the court and remain confident it will show the project is sound, feasible, reasonable, and in Putnam County's long-term interest. We will advance this work with transparency, remain united, stay focused on facts rather than politics. And you can see that was a long statement there. You can read it in its entirety on 11alive.com right now.
And Savannah, we know you've been working very hard on this story. Thank you so much for bringing this to us, impacting so many people out there, something we will stay on top of it. And guys, a lot of stories like this, they come together because of tips from you all. So if you have a tip, you have something you want us to look into, send it to us. You can call 404-873-9111. Our investigators are working very hard.